that's all for next week for now. Team Spirit, Viking, GG. Viking were first pick in the draft. They picked up the Enchantress. It was banned out in both the series, both the games they played out yesterday, and they go back for their Kotl. Aramis played it both games as well. It was very annoying to deal with. Probably one of the best supports in my.
Yeah, very big nuisance. And Team Spirit were able to score a victory with Enchantress. So let's see how Viking pulls off the Eng this time. I think the most notorious Eng performance I've actually seen is not even actually from either of these two teams. I think it was the Thunder Predator team back in NASA a few weeks ago in another tournament that was like, I saw this Enchantress diving tier 2 towers at the 7-8 minute mark with what's it called, a Satyr Tormentor, the one with the Hadouken. So yeah, so you have like this level level 6, level 5 Enchantress, 7 minutes in a tier 2 tower just diving you. That's when you really feel like your enemy's pulse 5 is feeling it. So if Viking can pull off something similar with some dangerous Eng plays, those are definitely on the table and can happen. And now with that Kotl, that goddamn Kotl, we did actually discuss with Celery, I think, after.
Seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
Dire's turn to pick. Witch Doctor.
Enabling your side lane, you play a really fast tempo game. Like, Kotl just goes for a quick ags, gets that big team fight, dragging these heroes across the map. Eng is always setting up, or the Fury from yesterday. Like, it's just really, really nice to play with. So I hope to see that fast pace from Viking as well. And Team Spirit, their response is they're trying to slow down that aggression with like a Witch Doctor pick. It's that cast has high value against what an Eng type lineup provides. It's that quick run at you. For Viking, they go for the same strat of yesterday, where it won't be this Nyx plus Kotl off lane, where it's the stun, the impale into illuminate. You have the chakra to help them with the more impales, and yeah, Toby's just playing these really obnoxious off lanes. So far, we've seen one bounty game, one Nyx game, and it's just in your face. It's so annoying to deal with.
But now with, let's talk about, like, okay, he picks out the Nyx assassin, but let's talk about if he actually went for something like a Doom, another obnoxious hero to go up against, because Satanic, nerfed to the ground, no status resistance, doesn't that make Doom really strong right now?
Dire's turn to pick.
I know, like, you still need to get out of the laning phase, so mid Doom for sure can be very good, but in principle, Doom's still very strong. Only a few cores would want to buy Satanic anyways, right? So I think Doom's in the exact same place, and status resistance in general, that is like a key thing to look at. Like the idea that Satanic has been removed, I think for big picture, sorry, the status resistance has been removed. For big picture of the game, that's where we're looking for. But yeah, Doom for sure is still a very, very good hero. Also, fun fact by the way, it is Toby's birthday today.
Oh.
When we open up the game, so happy birthday, Toby.
Happy birthday, Toby, indeed.
Good luck, but again, can't be biased, mate. I'm a caster, so I don't wish you enough luck to win, but I wish you just enough luck to have a good day. All right, so you find the happy medium, but anyway, best wishes, mate. There you go.
Exactly. I think that's just, you know, like honest and being friendly in a sense, because, you know, it's a birthday and, you know, maybe it gives him something of that extra flair, so to say. When it's on his birthday, maybe he plays something flashy instead of like those you said annoying off-lane heroes.
He's already playing. He's playing his Nyx, so mate. He's got exactly what he's wanted. He's set himself up to have this birthday.
Yeah.
And Team Sprie actually put the Batrider into the Nyx. Years have gone by and Nyx has been the counter to Batrider. Same kind of principle of Nyx into Viper. You just run into the Firefly into that AoE damage. You carapace, you stun him up. You can completely mitigate his ability to really enter the team fight confidently.
Yeah.
But then Viking, they respond to the Bat Rider with a Void because they need a core that can buy that MKB. They need a hero that can also survive against the Bat Rider. Void is one of those few heroes that can, because the time dilation prevents the napalm stacks. He can also then, you know, time walk away from any of this quick damage. So yeah, I think Viking, they have a really scary draft for just laning presence, but then just map control. And in the rare scenario, and I roll my eyes at this, in the rare scenario that the Nyx finds the PA and is able to actually get Vendetta right click on the PA, sure, we have a break. The blurb will not work. But in the rare scenario that he's able to get through the Doctor, the Clock, and the Bat, we'll get to see that too.
I kind of like the idea that Team Spirit, they went for the Bat Rider without actually banning any of the Heart Dispellers, basically. So when they could have maybe taken away the Legion Commander, you know, they've already banned the Doom in the first phase. We talked about like the Doom pick for Toby later on, because obviously first ban also there. But like, you know, those Oracles and all that, when you already see the Enchantress and the Coddle picks come out, you're like, okay, you're not gonna go for another support pick anyway, because you already have your 5s and 4s locked in.
Seconds.
Just do an OG, mate. Pick the...
You're feeling very comfortable just going on a Bat pick, because you know they can't do anything against you. Well, Nyx maybe, but
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think the other thing as well, the Ench can fare okay against Bat because of the enchant slow that comes into play. But yeah, like you said, this Bat pick, it's more about there isn't that instant lane counter coming in from the support, so he doesn't really care, because Bat Rider as well nowadays, they go for bots, straight BKB, and if you get that, if you have a good lane and you're not playing into the next lane and then you get the BKB, you don't care about that matchup. So as much as there's that counter in play, like the itemization and the general plan of a Bat Rider can play against it next. The point is, when we've seen Toby play yesterday, he likes to collapse out of laning phase very quickly, get his 6 and just start making plays. Like on the Bounty Hunter, he was tracking everyone. On the Nyx, he was just using Vendetta. Sure, he didn't really get kills, but he was just still being a very annoying hero, and that's what I'd like to see him do in this game, where you get that quick 6, you suddenly teleport to that Bat lane, you kill off the Bat, and now he doesn't get the bots at like minute 10. He can't farm a quick BKB, and then you're looking at the Spirit that the Spirit supports, the Witch Doctor on the Clock, having to try and look for kills. And these two supports, they actually aren't the most comfortable heroes running into the likes of a Void or a Coddle. The Blinding Light mitigates the battery assault from Clockwork. The Void can always get away from the Clock, and there's not that hard lockdown.
yeah,
That's a nice Puck pick as well. It is Viking lineup, very scary.
it does synergize. It does work with the Coddle, it does work with the Nyx, you know, just lining up stuns, keeping them close to each other. Kind of isolating some heroes, and Void can also now kind of use Chronosphere for single pickoffs, because, you know, Puck is creating a lot of space, and also that early damage that Puck provides, because I've always had, cheap damage, because that's what I've been thinking. If a Puck can't carry the game by himself in 20 minutes, it's over. That's kind of the mentality you have, so that's why you have Faces Void to back you up in the later parts, but Puck will have a lot of impact in the early game.
Really strong pick for sure. Like, I was literally about to say the same point, so thank you, Panda, for stealing my point. I now don't really have anything to say about Puck. But no, it's...
We can talk about what the Spirit want to fill their lineup with, seeing the Puck.
Well, that also puts me in the point of having to actually make a prediction and to really test my analytic skills.
Go for it.
It's a new patch, mate. I'm kind of scared to do that. So let's look at this Puck one more time. They need an int hero that can play off the recall, that can play off that, oh, what? He's here? You know, one of those moments. So that's where the Puck fares pretty well. If I keep adding additional points, you know, 17 seconds left, eventually Spirit will pick, and then I don't have to make a prediction. But
I'm just going to go wild. I'll just say Shadow Fiend. I'll just say Shadow Fiend out of nothing, and I don't really have any stuff that you have, like a damage. But you were probably wanting to say Kunko while I was talking, so...
Yeah, I was. Memes
we always run into this.
I looked at the bans and I saw DK Tiny, which are like the two, like Tiny auto kills Puck, and then DK is like the hard counter. So what Viking were banning out were just kind of early damage mitigators that can just frontline. And then I was gonna, after my memes, I wasn't even gonna joke here. I was kind of gonna get along the lines of a Kunka hero, but you know, oh well, our memes, you know, went over above the predictions, but alas, they go for the Kunka. It is a really good Kunka game for the idea of Viking. They want to run at you, they want to be non-stop aggressive with their lineup. The Void will try and be that outscaling hero, but the Kunka with that boat buff, the ability to frontline, really obnoxious. I hope we get to see his shard, because it is the dumbest thing. It's like you just have this little water tidal wave pull thing, and it just gently pushes back these heroes. It's like, no, don't fight me now. Yeah, it's so weird.
That's actually interesting, because if you think about like outside of the game lore-wise and how Tidehunter and Kunkka kind of fit in together, because Tide is slowing them with the same kind of gush, and Kunkka is actually pushing them away with the same kind of gush.
Yeah, but why is Tide's gush such a poor visual, but Kunkka's
like
shard, Kunkka's shard is like, ooh, look at that.
It's true.
And then Tide just like,
it's actually true.
Yeah, like justice for Tide. Let's get.
Interesting.
We want the best. We want the Kunkka animation on the Tide gush. Okay, get that done.
Yeah, I think it should be the other way around, exactly, because
why does Kunkka
his name is literally the goddamn Tidehunter. He's supposed to be in those waves, smacking you with that big anchor, and then instead he just, you know, spits on the.
Look at that. So sad, but alas, Team Spirit. You know, actually, I kind of like how they rounded out the draft for sure. This Kunkka does, it does run out the draft the idea of he can stop that aggression, but he is the only hero that can stop that. Needs to be. We can always recall the Puck of the Void, the hero that doesn't have TP available. So if Kunkka is present in the fights, then maybe they can turn it around. But also, if you get over that kind of the idea of damage mitigation that is Kunkka, you have to think about what damage does Spirit even bring in these early fights. And Witch Doctor Clock, maybe at 6 they can provide big fight. Batrider with levels, but early on, Viking do have the.
Time for another go-round, Tidehunter.
True though, technically, like the winner should, in theory, be better, but you know, no pressure, Toby. Again, it is.
Yeah, I think I need to rephrase my words a little bit better there, because I didn't mean to sound so harsh with that, but I mean the idea behind it.
Mate,
that
gosh, don't worry.
Keeping an eye open,
Dude,
keeping an eye open.
A lot harsher, Panda.
Because I feel like Collapse can make these really flashy plays by himself. And he's got the hero that he's capable of doing those, while you see the Nyx Assassin can be more of that, like, oh, look at that, instead of like, oh my god, what a play, because, you know, the heroes are playing. Nyx Assassin is more of that, you know, surprise element. Batrider can make those quick plays happen. So it doesn't really justify or give enough justice to how well these two guys have been playing.
Yeah.
And they only actually have played
good.
one series, which is the thing. So they're just coming in from a victory into the grand finals.
Exactly, on this patch.
On this patch as well.
There we go,
you know.
yeah.
Who's going to have the 100% win rate?
Oh, damn, going into Christmas. Wow,
I think that's
actually, you sit around
and that concerns way more players. Oh, the Porsche offensive courier.
Dyer's courier just
That's
went
Toby's
belly
courier
up.
going down. That's a salve dead. Not a panic salve though. He's fine.
He's chilling.
Chilling. So Bad's also connected the Creep Wave in top, allowing Collapse to hit that early level 2. Clockwork's going to go bully Enchantress. Keep Celery away.
Where are you going?
And now that Batrider's going to hit 2, you have Firefly, you have Napalm, so that as well with the Vision. Maybe some bullying damage in a sense. So Ram is looking for a solo kill, but there's a Fairy Fire. And the potion actually lives. Illuminate comes through.
So good.
The Fairy Fire keeps him alive. Good attack.
Okay, the important thing about top lane though was the fact that they had this kind of 1.5 creep wave where it had a couple more melee creeps into it, which allowed Shad to completely remove the creep wave, his own dire creep wave. The Batrider, even though he gets a little bit of XP, he just missed absolutely everything. And Shad, he's had nothing taken away from him. Yatara getting first blood in bot lane. World call early on, especially with the fact that you don't have this blinding light and you are the bind boy now. You are very much a victim to your positioning. And I keep liking to kind of reference a Kotl +1 lane as like the Viper +1 lane, where level 1, 2, 3, it can kind of be a bit awkward where you can die. But then when you get to like 4, 5 plus, that's when you start dominating. When you have the chakra, the points in the illuminating, you're really just applying that pressure.
UI fix in there. Apparently we have the BO3 left from yesterday. I thought I fixed the BO5 for the playoff bracket, but I also forgot that it's actually the draft screen as well. So my bad. It's fixed. It's dealt with now. And it's just we didn't see the Kotl kill, unfortunately for that. But
didn't. Oh well.
No. I'm glad you narrated through it.
No, yeah, that's fine. I actually predicted that you'd be doing the HUD, so that's why I went into such detail.
And honestly,
yeah,
it's best if you have the T-Tours at the start.
That's true. To be fair, I don't think, have we seen a grand finals where T-Tours have happened like during the big clutch fight? Like maybe like the observer just goes to sleep. Like,
Hopefully we didn't just jinx it. Oh, stun connecting on Miposhka. Illumina comes through as well after the impale. Good amount of damage, but it doesn't take down the Switch Doctor. Toby finally gets that courier and the salve. That's a magic wand with some extra HP for himself. Ern almost ready. 11 CS picked up 16 on the PA though, so a little bit better for the Yatoro Phantom Assassin. But Toby's still getting a good amount of farm.
Yeah, like this bot lane isn't really that strong from Team Spirit, simply because of the value of an early stick or wand. Nyx naturally has really good armor and regen anyways. He's bought the Ring of Protection, and you have this Kotl with you, so it is very much a happy Nyx lane. There could be some lanes where Nyx can't ever approach the lane, like maybe like a Juggernaut +1 where he just gets spun down, but especially when it's a PA as your carry, you just thrive in these type of situations.
This is also pretty even in mids. Very difficult as a puck to try and dodge type ringers. It's near impossible, but
you can just pump fake it, and then he wastes the phase and then off he goes again. But he has done a pretty good job in fairness. Boom, he has dodged I think 2 or 3 so far, simply because Toronto Tokyo isn't cancelling and he's just fully committing. But again, Boom he's doing a pretty stellar job. 26. Oh, I can't read. 27-1.
Yeah. They get to contest at least the bounties, but by the looks of it, so does Team Spirit. It get 2 bounties for themselves, so 2 for 2. That means our bounty situation is 5-3 in favor of Viking.
Oh, I wish I tested the lobby actually beforehand, but can you use the Witch Doctor Shard whilst like rooted or obviously not stunned, but pretty.
Yeah, I don't really know how that works.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see, but that's going to be hype. I bought one Witch Doctor Ag Shard, and it was so refreshing because an Ursa would jump me, and then I'd be like, boop, I'm now forward, and then
Celery.
Bye, Celery.
Go for so bad with the help of Collapse. Trying to get rid of that enchanted ghost. That is 77 damage on that ghost when it's controlled by the Ench. 77. And a slow.
You get plus 30 damage when you're on level 2 enchant. It is really, really annoying. Who's gonna 6-minute rune?
Which one is it? Yeah, it's an illusion for Kunkka. At least he denies it from Puck refill.
Yeah, unfortunately as well, Celery actually instantly TP'd in mid as well. So when Puck went for the 50-50, she lost and didn't get the refill from the Enchantress either. So kind of an upsetting moment for Boom there. Only now having 1 bottle charge to retreat to the jungle. But actually TPing top now.
Attempt there, yeah. Celery in the jungle, so that's there. Boom's trying to look for an easy kill. Might have to use this ultimate.
Middle tower is
Secure the kill with the
under attack.
ultimate, yeah.
Time to hibernate.
If he didn't have the dream pull there, like that'd be amazing. Because like, look at this rotation. He goes top. He only missed 2 strings.
Oh, he dies getting the coconut out, and Yatoro, can he capitalize on this? He's trying his best onto Aramis, but the solar bind will slow him down, so he's unable to keep the chase. 5%.
Yeah, Viking are trying to just make the initial moves. A really key thing as well that we haven't mentioned is Ancients. The damage from Magic was 7% previous patch, now 50%. Collapse is gone on a little bit here, so yeah, a moment of silence for the fight.
You can actually see that. Collapse almost chasing Celery around, but he's gonna bite the dust.
They keep
I like how
fighting at
Celery-
like the perfect points so that I can't do any talking about analysis.
Yeah.
Thoroughly annoying. But anyway, more importantly, I'm going to quickly say it before the next fight breaks out. Ancient 70% reduction, now 50%, so people with magic damage can do it. Thank God you didn't take a fight. Oh my God.
Dire's middle tower is under
For once.
pressure.
Oh, I'm done.
It's hard to squeeze in sometimes.
But in bot lane,
Yeah, I was looking at that. Oh. But the thing was, when you were about to talk about those ancients, you did see Celery actually block the pull from Collapse, who was stacking it. And he's coming back again, but he's gonna be late this time. While the Polska dies to Aramis, and Celery is coming to contest.
Alright, can we just watch Batrider farm Ancient, please? Because last match this
Dire's
wasn't a
middle
bit.
tower
Go.
is
6
drowned.
stacks. Gonna look at the ancient.
And look at this. Why?
Enough damage. Well, Celery is dying in the river.
I don't
Collapse.
care. Why can a Batrider happily farm these golems with confidence? Of course, he's got Napalm and many of them, but like, bring me back. You know what? I want 90% magic resistance.
Oh, okay. You want even more. Just because of the Batrider.
A CM could probably ult them now, you know? Like, if you're walking through the jungle and you accidentally misclick your ult, and, sorry, PA with Battle Fury, didn't mean to ult your own Ancient camp, you know? Like, that can happen.
Well, at least if we look at the net worth, we've got our Kunkka leading with 4,500 net worth, just above the faces. Void PA, 700 gold behind Viking GG carry. Otherwise, looks like the farm is pretty nicely spread out. Now hunting on Miposhka, Viking GG with 4 heroes on the
Is
bottom.
under pressure.
Quick work on Miposhka. Puck has also built up a double
Dire's middle
talisman.
tower is under attack.
Power treads. Is this the wave clearing thing? Same with the Wind Ranger?
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
think the reason is the same.
Have mana regen, be able to always have this kind of early damage, but if you just look at this disparity between Puck and Kunkka right now, it's the fact that Kunkka, he just flash farms jungle, he can't be pressured by Puck, so it forces Puck to make moves on the map. Kunkka naturally doesn't want to be proactive in his rotations. He wants to look towards the enemy team diving, TP in, and utilizing
Dire's
X
top
mark.
tower
But with
is
his heroes
under
that he
attack.
has, there's no one to really play off. There isn't any turnaround potential and this early damage that we mentioned. So we are going to see Team Spirit focus more at farming inwardsly, you know, utilize that jungle, wave clear when possible. But if Viking can group up for a tower, it should, you know, most of the time fall unless Team Spirit bring 4 or 5 heroes.
Team Spirit, they do have their Boots of Travel now ready on Collapse, so the mobility is up for the Batrider. Now going onto a Blink Dagger, but that does mean that Team Spirit's not necessarily wanting to take initiation-based fights. Maybe the Kunkka does the work for the first minute, get that Blink Dagger up. It looks like they want to just farm for a few more minutes, kind of allowing Viking GG to do the same. Toby TPing in top, however, I feel like Viking want to take the initiative. And there's the stun, and this is going to be like, okay, he doesn't get the impale off. There's the hook shot, the lasso comes through as well, hits some mud golem, and he with the spear will finish the job. Buckler's going to get the bottom till the Poshka comes out of the trees. Stunning Celery, but Shad and Toby nicely spread out, so no further casualties. Batrider taken out, but Chrono has been used in Toronto, Tokyo.
Just like yours.
Looks like he's up to no good. Puck is peeking in as well. That's a lot of traffic in top now.
Yep. But Tokyo can die here. He has the armlet, but
1700 HP.
yeah, he double bracelet armlet phase. Like, this is his kind of big timing right now, where he can decide to either A, just continue farming jungle and just get super hard and like super tanky. But realistically, Team Spirit needs someone to start making these moves. You want to see Witch Doctor clock back, play behind this Kunkka, open up the map for the PA to get her farm, because if they don't start looking to cross that river and to make plays, you suddenly see Viking really set the tempo of the game. Ooh, and Void's going for a Maelstrom. All right.
Yeah, Maelstrom into BKB. So, what is the reasoning behind the Maelstrom? It's no, there's no illusions to clear. There's only one possible Blink Dagger coming out, and that's also a long shot to cancel a Blink Dagger with a Maelstrom block.
I think there's kind of one me monster
Radiant's
and
top tower
one real
is
answer.
under
Real
attack.
answer is going to be, he just wants to, yeah, Glipnir is the me monster, yep. And the real answer is probably just farm speed, wants to be able to take these earlier fights and deal with the tankiness of like a Kunkka and PA, potentially.
Okay.
Like the Maelstrom procs play with the lightning, that could be a play. And also Mask of Madness, you don't want to buy against PA, so you need to have some farm speed. He doesn't want to buy Midas because his team's looking to fight. So yeah, realistically,
They're trying to bring
yeah, Maelstrom's the best farm
The hero is really hard here. Opening the secret shop as Toronto Tokyo is rewarded the kill on Toby. Assassin surprised by a looming sentry ward on top of the cliff. 5th kill for Team Spirit and an opening maybe on this tier 1 tower in the top lane, but they're teleporting bottom with
Dire's
Boom.
middle
Shad.
tower is
They could
drowning.
find collapse. That could be a worthy pickoff for them. Boom's hunting.
The key difference in this game for Viking compared to the series
Dire's top
yesterday,
tower
they
is
aren't
about
so
to
confident to
take
make these
the
aggressive
flood.
plays because they are scared of this Kunkka threat. Like,
Fortified structures
Toronto
can't
Tokyo,
be
he has
breached.
one component of
I
BKB,
could.
7.5k gold.
Dire's
Like,
top
he
is
is so
under
happily
attack.
already positioned in the lane that Viking needs to play. Like, bot tower fell. Where does Viking play? Mid? Okay, so Tokyo parks top. He can TP
Dire's
mid if
top
needed.
tower is about
Viking
to
will
take
just
the
die
flood.
if the Kunkka is
Dire's
present.
top tower is gone.
Setting up towards mid as well. Viking are moving away, but they're coming back to collapse. And Boom, he's been hunting for the Spat Rider for over a minute now. And he gets the ulti connected. Shad is also there. Chrono's available. Trying to juke him around. Forces the Chrono to come out. They're going to have to give away the Spat Rider's life.
Tower is drowning. Dire's
Vikings are mid-tier 1 tower as a trade, though. Coming in for center. They see quite sure what's the idea behind this. It does take them quite some time. Toby gets the stun on 2. The Witch Doctor he's still pummeling Toby. And Boom comes in as well. GeForce gets a jump on the Ramis. Blinding Light comes out as well. The Tomato is bullying the Phantom Assassin. And they have a clear target on their side. So bad with a hook shot on the back line. Just trying to keep Viking away. Boom is still hunting. Trying to go on mid-post because the Coconut comes out as well. There comes Yatoro. Not going to hit too deep, but the damage ain't enough on this PA right now. And Boom. Okay, here comes the X-Mark. The bow. Enough to kill off Boom. And he will dodge it. There's the last soul though. It's going to be enough. They're going to take down one Shad. Gets the time walk out in time. Boy, will get to but that Tomato combined with the Illuminate does do a decent amount of damage. But in the end, White can actually hold their mid-tier 1 tower. It's a 1-for-2 trade for Team Spirit.
Overall, pretty good hold from Viking, but still